I was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, this all God, this ain't no love. Yeah, I used to be stuck in that mud. Yeah, I was down, but now I'm.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about something that's been on my heart, something I'm going through at this time, and it's about endings. Sometimes endings can be hard, but they are necessary because we're grieving old versions of ourselves. And this grief can feel a lot like doubt. Even when we know we've outgrown something, it can still feel comfortable. It's familiar, it's predictable, and our system holds on to it and says that this is comfortable, let's stay here. And it's a strange safety in that. What I've been noticing in my own life is that stepping into a new embodiment doesn't always feel empowering at first. It feels uncomfortable and awkward sometimes. And sometimes it makes you question yourself. This is real, it's true. And as I've stepped into newer versions of myself, I've noticed old beliefs rising up. These conditionings, they can be even from past lives and old selves, old self talk, old coping patterns. It's like the old identity tries to negotiate its way back in. And you start hearing things like, who do you think you are? You're not that person. What if you fail? What if they judge you? What if they reject you? And what I've realized is this: it's not that I'm going backward, it's that I'm shedding. It's that I'm actually on the pinnacle of rising to the next version and embodiment. And this usually happens at that time. And it reminded me of a documentary by Pamela Anderson. I don't know if any of you all ever see it. It's on Netflix, but it's one of my favorites. And she talks about how right before she took a picture, she allowed this shy version of herself to fall away. And then she took the pic. And after that, you know the rest. She didn't look back. Because sometimes freedom isn't about doing more, it rarely is. It's about deciding who we no longer are carrying forward. How does that version of ourselves show up? And I've seen this in my own life over and over. As I move into new levels, there are moments of discomfort that make me question everything. To be real, it's one awkward interaction because I'm interacting with people I'm not used to interacting with, or it's feedback that I hear, or one moment of vulnerability, or an old story that I put in my mind as evidence. And it's like these little thoughts: see, you should stay small, be safe. But what if it's not the discomfort that's the problem? What if it's the story that I've attached to it? How many of us go to different things, get uncomfortable, stretch ourselves, and then put a whole story behind it? Because the story helps us, our emotions, that feeling that we feel. Sometimes that story put it behind it makes us feel comfortable. We call that person, we put this whole story behind what happens, and it makes us feel a little bit more comfortable with what just happened. A lot of us let a single uncomfortable encounter make us inconsistent. We pull back, we shrink, we abandon the new version. And what if the actual thing that needs to go is the story behind everything that you do? The story that says, I am only safe if I am small, I am only lovable if I'm agreeable, I am only worthy if I'm perfect. So here's maybe something you can do to maybe sit with this a little bit. Who are you still protecting that you've already outgrown? Maybe you can look up different things that you do in your life that you can let go. What version of you are you secretly carrying because she feels familiar? What belief keeps trying to pull you back in? What's that pattern right before you're on the next step? What's that pattern, that same belief that comes up over and over again for you? And are you ready to thank her, thank that old version, and release her? And when you feel this, sometimes if you're a feeler, like you could feel like all this like deep sensation in your body. Once you ask yourself these questions and you're ready to release, you can write a letter, you can burn it, but then afterward, I encourage you to move your body, shake, dance, do something as an honor that, okay, I'm ready to grieve and allow this to go. And obviously, there's nothing wrong with you if this feels uncomfortable. There's nothing wrong with you, period. Growth can feel like grief. And you are not just gaining something, you are letting something go. So sometimes this can feel really heavy. We want to hold on to things that we put some story around or filled up some space in our lives and made us feel comfortable. You probably noticed in your life that right after a relationship that you decided to let go, like right at the end, when you packed up your things right before you go, you start to go over all the beautiful times, even if it was horrible for the most part. What you think about is sometimes all the beautiful things that happened. And then you question just a little bit, am I making the right decision? Should I let that go? It's almost like that, like you're holding on when, yes, you could have had some beautiful times. Yes, that old version of you taught you so many beautiful things, but for you to actually progress, for you to actually get what you desire, sometimes you have to let her go. And sometimes the next level of your life requires you to trust yourself without the old identity as backup. To trust that new version is real and to stop negotiating with the outdated beliefs. It is beautiful when you actually notice what the beliefs are, and then you can decide to choose a new one. Maybe the thing stopping you isn't your circumstances, but it's the story you're still protecting. And maybe your freedom begins the moment you choose to trust yourself more than that story. So, sis, bro, just allow it to let go. And if it feels very difficult, which I know it can feel difficult, like the sensation can feel heavy, allow yourself to feel that. Move and dance and do whatever you need to, write about it, but don't allow it to hold on to you. Allow yourself to let it go and feel lighter. Thank you all for joining. I am always honored, and if you would love to go deeper or have any questions, please reach out, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, peace and blessings.